Adam asks the question. My question is about muscle soreness, or delayed onset muscle soreness, as they say. I practice Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu twice a week, and I'm trying to do easy strength 4 days a week. What appeals me most about easy strength is it seems like the recovery should be a bit easier than what I'm used to with high volume programs, which interfere with my other training. Good point. I'm still running into soreness from jiu-jitsu and lifting, even though I'm using fairly light weights. Should I just continue on and train even if I'm a little bit sore in easy strength? And just as a note, I'm definitely getting sufficient sleep and protein. My recovery factors are pretty good in that regard. I'm 42 years old and have lifted 10 years. Have a nice day, he says. Well, there's been a problem with soreness since the first person ever got sore. Adam, if I take a baseball bat, or depending where you live, a cricket bat, a hurley, if you're from Ireland, and I whack you on both shoulders 10 times as hard as I can, you're going to be sore the next day. Now, this is not a good training template or anything, but why are you sore? You got sore because I hit you with a baseball bat. If you get into an auto accident, you're going to be sore because of the stresses, the physics of an automobile accident. In the weight room, we also get sore by, and now no one knows exactly what it is. I like the micro tear theory the best, but there's a whole bunch of theories about delayed onset muscle soreness. The problem with soreness, and those who've been lifting a while would know, is that a lot of people use it to figure out what they think is working, And so when you do, if you've never done inclines, you go, oh, it must be working here because I'm sore here. Or it could just be because you've been benching or doing push-ups your whole life and you suddenly change the angle and a whole new world happened. The way I was always taught to deal with soreness, this isn't probably a good way to deal with it, but I'll say it as kindly as I can. Shut up, buttercup. I remember telling Dick Notmeyer my legs were sore, and he said, well, they're just going to get more sore because they're going to do more front squats. And I'm like, okay. So basically, when I first met Dick Notmeyer, my traps, my spinal erectors, my quads, and my glutes were basically just sore for the first 4 months. But that's also the most important 4 months of my athletic career. Sometimes soreness is just a sign that telling you you're doing something new, or, as I mentioned before, we do progressive resistance exercise. And as we progress, now load is the easiest factor, but also you change angles on things, which is mild variations. If you change, even something as simple as your curl grip, you might find some mild soreness. Does that mean your biceps never worked because you were doing straight bar and now you're doing that easy curl bar? No, it just, maybe there's just a new learning going on. Or maybe you are hitting new muscle groups or part of a muscle group that was missed beforehand. I wouldn't trust that too much. But if you're getting sore doing a sport where you're fighting with people, getting thrown to the ground, and then you're blaming the weight room, I think you're missing some of it, Adam. I think the martial arts cause a lot of soreness. I did judo as a kid, and I got to tell you, sometimes even with those padded floors, and knowing how to take a fall, getting ippon-seonage, if someone throws that and you don't take, if you don't land well, you'll be sore the next day because you're hitting the ground hard. I think back on my last high school football game, we played 11 in the morning on Thanksgiving Day. And the interesting thing is we only played at nights all year long up until that one morning game. And by the time Thanksgiving dinner came around 6 or 7 hours later, 8 hours later, whatever it was, I couldn't believe how much my hands and forearms hurt because I'd always been in bed. So if we played games at 7 o'clock, I would be sore at 3, 4, 5 in the morning and sleeping through it, not noticing it. I mean, I had a hard time making a fist that night at dinner because I was so sore from all the hand grappling and all the, the contact on the ground. Soreness is a vague thing. If you're getting sore from easy strength and you're saying using light weights, I would say a lot of that is coming from the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu work. You shouldn't get too sore on easy strength, but when you change any factor, you always open the door for new soreness. I did my best. Thank you.